that's fine. Because like, that's how it was when we first moved in. Like, it feels like a full circle moment. Like, this is... Well, that was terrifying. Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you guys for coming back. This is my 3rd week doing this. I'm very, very proud of myself. Praying to keep doing this, keep up the momentum. So, some exciting news. I have finally set a move date, a hard move date. Like, it's hard. Like, I cannot move it again. And I will be in California by this time next month. So that is really, really great. Funny enough, I've been talking to God about it. I was like, God, hey, look, not trying to be here till February. God was like, say less. I will say this, the circumstances around the move are not great, right? And when I finally made the decision, I was sitting at my desk and I was like, all right, it's time, let's do it. And I felt tiny. I felt so small. I felt indifferent, so indifferent. Because it wasn't a sadness because I do want to leave. I've been preparing to move to California, or wanting to move to California since I was a teenager. Yeah, this has been like 15 years in the making. So I've been wanting to move to California, and for one reason or another I didn't, because I was like listening to other people trying to quote unquote play it safe, but it wasn't what I wanted in my hearts of hearts. And I'm only just now, as an adult, within the last couple of years, starting to recognize that what I want matters. And I've said that in another video. That's not where I want to take this video. In the moment that I was sitting there deciding it's time, like it is time to go, I can feel it, my dad called me. And my dad always calls me whenever when I'm feeling a lot of feelings. It's like he could just sense it. He's like, whoa, hold on, hello, are you okay? In noticing my own feelings, they weren't big feelings. They weren't like massive, scary feelings. I felt very small, very like just inside myself. Like I had kind of shrunken inside of myself. And he and I talked for a bit, and I told him like, hey, this is what's happening, like trying to be open, honest, and transparent. And he was like, don't worry about it. Like this, I was just calling you to tell you, I think it's time for you to go. I think it's time for you to start making a move and get on out of there. I appreciate him calling me at that moment. Funny enough, I had another friend who also called me, same situation, like whenever I'm feeling a thing. And again, these were not big feelings, so it kind of just like cued me into the connection that you have with the people that you love and love you. She also called me. So my dad's I'm on the phone with my dad, and she had called me at the same time. I think both of those people calling me is a testament to the importance of having community, especially community that really knows who you are, the core of your being. So I'm talking to her, and she asked like, how do you feel? I was like, well, like, I mean, again, feeling very small. I said, I feel indifferent. You know, I was, I guess, in shock a little bit. And she says, you sound indifferent. I was like, yeah. I had something here for her, funny enough. So while I had her on the phone, I said, hey, like, you know, you think you can come by and kind of get this stuff? Because I'm trying to, like, get rid of some more stuff. Like, I feel God telling me, you gotta lighten the load, get rid of more stuff, get rid of this, get rid of that. Which is something he's been saying, and I think it even goes in line with what he was saying to me about expansion requires surrender. I know that everything that I've lost or I'm losing or getting rid of, he's going to return back to me tenfold, but it's not about that, right? So she's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll come by and pick them up, and you know, I'll stay for a little bit and we can hang. I was like, okay, yeah, that's no problem. But like, you know, I don't have any furniture, because I have furniture, but like, I don't have a couch, I don't have like a bunch of chairs, I gave all that stuff away already. She's like, oh no, that's fine. Because like, that's how it was when we first moved in. Like, it feels like a full circle moment. Like, this is... That was terrifying. I just had a picture fall. That was scary. I didn't like that. Anyway. But she said, oh yeah, it's no big deal, because that's exactly how it was when you first moved in. And I was like, you know, you're so right. And I told her I felt like I just keep repeating these patterns over and over and over again. And I'm so tired of being in these loops. Like, I don't know why when I move, every single time it feels so chaotic. She's like, well, moving is chaotic, so like, you don't have to worry about that. But it's not about repeating patterns. You're closing out the end of whatever this season was in your life. And I'm like, I was blown away. Like, when I tell you I needed to hear that, I can't even begin to put into words, because I was getting very down on myself. And I think maybe that's what my friend and my father had felt when they reached out to me, because I just felt like it felt so chaotic. The move was feeling chaotic, everything. I'm like wondering, should I have done something different? Like, should I have, you know, left earlier or whatever? And everything that happened with my mom lets me know that probably no, I probably shouldn't have left. And even what God has told me in relation to my mom in that situation, he was like, this is just a pause, it's not a stop. You are continuing to move forward in this. And I was like, okay, cool, I understand that. It just feels very chaotic. Hearing her phrase this as a full circle moment, as opposed to me, how I was phrasing it as a pattern, it made me realize that, one, I'm being too hard on myself, which is to be expected. Two, that I need to look at this from a different perspective. And so then I sat with what she said and thought, well, what is it that God is trying to get me to acknowledge in this transition? Like, what is he trying to get me to see with my eyes wide open, so that I do not repeat the old stuff? Even as I've been moving and just recognizing the things in situations that felt like repeating situations, I have been consciously trying to make a different decision. This is a tangent, and I don't know if I'm gonna put this in here, but I have my cat Phoenix, right? I love Phoenix. Phoenix looks identical almost to my other cat that I got years ago. But when I moved from New York to Georgia, I had to get rid of that cat. And I think I really did need to get rid of that cat. Like, there's no version of me being able to keep that cat. So he was a kitten, so I gave him away. I assume Left Eye got to live a really good life. That was his name, Left Eye. But I said to my cat, I said, you're coming with me. I don't care what happens. We've built a bond. You're coming with me. And I think I'm leaving behind chaos. I'm leaving behind chaos. I personally believe, like, I love my family because I recognize that my family being who they are allowed me to become who I am, and I am in love with who I am, especially now in this stage of my life. I'm very thankful for who I am, right? I'm funny, I'm witty, I'm hardworking, you know, I know how to show up for myself and other people. However, I was raised in a very chaotic environment. Every day of my life in my childhood was just like an episode of a telenovela, and I kid you not. And so I think the major thing that I'm leaving behind is the chaos, right? Like the choice to be chaotic. And my sister and I talk about this a lot, and we've been talking about it a lot more as of lately, because we've been out of the initial sphere of the chaos, and we've been able to build lives around the things that we want, but we still recognize the old patterns, the old things that inform our current decisions. At the beginning of the year, I was at a point in my life where my life felt so beautiful. I mean, it was picturesque. I had this little space that I created for myself, and it wasn't an easy thing for me to create, because when I first moved out on my own, every single night I would be like just sitting there wide awake and not sure what to do with the quiet, because I had never had quiet before. But in the beginning of 2025, I said beginning of the year, but I meant 2025, last year, I was going outside in this garden that I had built from scratch. I was, going out in the morning, going out in the evening. I was praying, I was meditating, I was, reading my Bible, I was, drinking tea, and I felt so good. And I was able to take in the world around me with a different lens, and recognize I was able to build something beautiful that I thought felt like heaven on earth. And it wasn't until just recently, when I was starting to feel this chaos again, that I said, wait a minute, hold on, this is not it. This is not what I've been working for with God and the life that I created. And so now that I recognize that I had found myself back in chaos, my dad calls it Bullshitville. He's like, well, what you expect? You in Bullshitville right now. Only thing that pops off in Bullshitville is bullshit. And so, now that I was like, my eyes were opened up again, and I was like, wait a minute. I need to get back to the life that I had, or the life that I had started to build. I don't want to go down this path again of chaos. I've had enough. And I think that that right there, that understanding, that recognition, that just eyes wide open, like eyes on the situation, I know now that we get to choose. We don't have to live in chaos. I knew that before, but I forgot, and I needed to be reminded. We get to choose. You don't have to live in chaos. Like, you can have good things. So now that I'm leaving and starting over, essentially, it's not starting over from scratch. It's starting over with a very, very, very strong foundation. What I'm going to build going forward, I know is going to be maybe not exactly it, but like a heaven on earth for myself and the people who are connected to me. And I am committed to that because I know it's possible. I've seen it. I've seen the promised land. It's flowing with milk and honey, and I am going to get there. So yeah, we're still working on releasing my attachment to the outcomes and just having my faith, using my faith instead of my fight. And you know, again, I don't really know how this works out because I released my attachment to the outcome, but I'm hoping that it does. And you guys to just, you know, keep coming along with me on this journey, and we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. But thank you again for coming back. Week 3. Whoa, that's crazy. And I'm going to post this video, and I shall see you guys next week.